What if time slows down? Have you ever wondered what would happen if time suddenly slowed down? Imagine the entire world moving at a slower pace, as if someone had turned on a slow motion mode. What consequences would this bring? How would our lives change? The physics of time. What exactly is time? In our daily lives, we perceive it as something constant: seconds, minutes, and hours passing in an orderly sequence. However, time is actually a relative concept. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time can stretch or compress depending on speed and gravity. For example, if you were traveling through space at a speed close to the speed of light, time would slow down for you relative to those who remained on Earth. But what if time slowed down for everyone and everywhere? Imagine that the speed of all processes suddenly decreased by half. How would nature change? If time slowed down, even the sun would shine differently. Light, which usually takes 8 minutes to reach Earth, would travel more slowly. Perhaps daylight would be stretched out and nights would feel endlessly long. And what about the weather? The wind, which once stirred up sandstorms and pushed clouds across the sky, would become nearly imperceptible. Rain falling from the sky would move so slowly that you could see each drop suspended in the air. Rivers would flow sluggishly, and ocean waves would freeze mid-motion. What would happen to humans? Let's assume that all processes in the human body also slow down. The heart would beat more slowly, breathing would become less frequent, and metabolism would decelerate. This means that aging would also slow down. In theory, people could live twice as long. Imagine if the average lifespan is currently 80 years in this new world, it could be 160 years. But there's another side to it. If time slowed down only for us, while the surrounding world remained unchanged, we would be in great danger. Imagine crossing the street, but for you, it takes much longer than before. A car moving at normal speed would hit you before you could step aside. And what about speech? If everything around us slowed down, people would speak more slowly, and their voices would sound deep and stretched out like a slow motion recording. This would completely change communication, making it exhausting. How would technology be affected? Let's say time slowed down, but the laws of physics remain the same. Then everything that used to function at a certain speed would begin to lag. Computers would execute commands more slowly. Electricity would flow through wires at a reduced pace, and loading a web page could take hours. Transportation chaos would also be inevitable. If time slowed down, but fuel burned at the same rate, engines would become inefficient. This could cause cars, trains, and planes to come to a complete stop. Social and psychological consequences. A slowdown of time could also impact society. People are accustomed to a certain rhythm of life. We rush to work, expect quick replies to messages, and plan our time carefully. If everything starts moving more slowly, could we adapt? Most likely, people would begin to feel isolated since even waiting for a simple response from someone could take hours or days. Entertainment would change as well. Movies would no longer last 2 hours, but feel like an eternity, and music would play too slowly. Perhaps we would start perceiving art differently, paying more attention to details. In conclusion, slowing down time isn't just a matter of making reality appear in slow motion. It would be a complete transformation of life, physics, nature, and society. Would you like to live in such a world? Share your opinion in the comments.